Let me ask you a question that might hurt, a question that you have probably been avoiding in the quiet moments before you fall asleep. When you look in the mirror, who is looking back? Is it the person you know you were meant to be? Is it the warrior, the creator, the unstoppable force of nature that you feel brewing in your gut? Or is it a stranger? Is it a diluted, tired, scared version of the potential you've been carrying around since you were a child? Most of us, we are living a lie. We are walking around wearing the costume of fine. We tell our friends we are good. We tell our families we are busy. But inside, there is a slow, suffocating realization that we are betraying our own existence. You feel it, don't you? That gap between where you are and where you know you should be. That gap is not just distance, it is pain. It is the friction of your soul rubbing against a life that is too small for it. You clicked on this because you are tired. You are tired of doubting yourself. You are tired of the hesitation. You are tired of the voice in your head that whispers, you can't do this, or you aren't ready, or what if you fail? You are here because you want to build an unstoppable mindset. But you need to understand something fundamental before we build anything. You cannot build a skyscraper on a swamp. You cannot build a legendary life on a foundation of excuses. So we have to start with the brutal truth. The reason you don't believe in yourself, the reason you feel stuck, is because you have broken your promises to yourself so many times that you no longer trust your own word. Think about it. How many times have you said, I'll start on Monday? How many times have you said, I'm going to get in shape, I'm going to start that business, I'm going to fix this relationship, and then you didn't? Every time you hit the snooze button when you said you'd get up, every time you scrolled on your phone when you said you'd work, every time you chose comfort over challenge, you were training your brain to see you as a liar. You are suffering from a reputation problem. But the reputation isn't with the world, it's with you. You don't believe in yourself because you have no evidence that you are reliable. Confidence is not a feeling. Confidence is a resume. It is a track record. And right now, your track record is filled with abandoned projects and half-hearted attempts. But listen to me closely. This is not a death sentence. This is the diagnosis. And because we know the diagnosis, we can find the cure. The past version of you, the one who quit, the one who was weak, the one who sought validation from other people, that version of you has to die. Right now, today, we are going to hold a funeral for the weak version of yourself so that the unstoppable version can finally breathe. You have to understand the biology of this war you are fighting. Your brain is not designed to make you successful. Your brain is designed to keep you alive. It is designed to conserve energy and keep you safe in the cave. When you try to step out of your comfort zone, when you try to become unstoppable, your brain screams danger. It floods you with cortisol. It is trying to protect you from the unknown. So when you feel that fear, when you feel that resistance, it doesn't mean you aren't capable. It doesn't mean you're an imposter. It means your brain is working. It means you are standing at the edge of growth. The problem is, you have been interpreting that fear as a stop sign, when in reality, it is the starting gun. You have been waiting to feel ready. You have been waiting for the clouds to part and a beam of light to hit you with motivation. You think that one day you will wake up and the doubt will be gone, and then you will do the work. That is the greatest lie ever told. That day is never coming. Motivation is a fair weather friend. It shows up when the sun is shining and things are easy. But when the storm comes, when the alarm goes off at 4 a.m. and it's cold and dark, motivation is nowhere to be found. That is when you need something stronger. You need discipline. You need a code. Carl Jung, the great psychologist, spoke about the shadow. He spoke about the parts of ourselves we refuse to look at. Well, your doubt lives in the shadow. Your doubt feeds on your inaction. Every moment you sit there overthinking, paralyzed by the fear of judgment, your doubt gets stronger. It eats your potential. But there is a law of the universe that you have forgotten. Action destroys doubt. You don't think your way into a new way of acting. You act your way into a new way of thinking. You want to believe in yourself? do something difficult. Right now, do something that sucks. Do something that scares you, and then do it again tomorrow. We live in a world that is obsessed with hacks. We want the 7-day fix. We want the pill. We want the shortcut. But let's look at the greats. Look at the people you admire. Look at the athletes, the visionaries, the leaders. Do you think they have a hack? No, they have a standard. They understand that the only way to become unstoppable is to do the things that the average person is too afraid or too lazy to do. They have calloused their minds. They have walked through the fire so many times that the heat no longer bothers them. You have to start building a cookie jar. This is a concept that the toughest men on earth use. When life hits you hard, and it will hit you hard, you need to have a mental reservoir of things you have overcome. You need to be able to reach into your mind and pull out a memory of a time when you were broken, when you were down, when you had nothing, and you survived. You need to remind yourself, I have been through hell before, and I can walk through it again. But some of you say, I haven't achieved anything yet. My cookie jar is empty. No, it isn't. You are still here, aren't you? You survived 100% of your bad days. You survived the heartbreak. You survived the failure. You survived the nights where you cried yourself to sleep, thinking it was over. You are a survivor by nature, but you are dismissing your own strength because it doesn't look like a trophy on a shelf. Your strength is in your scars. Your belief is in your battles. You need to stop looking for validation from people who don't even understand the game you are playing. Why do you care so much about the opinions of people who have settled for mediocrity? Why are you asking for directions from people who have never left the block? When you decide to become unstoppable, you will lose people. It's inevitable. You will lose the friends who only want to drink and complain. You will lose the people who are comfortable with your weakness because it makes them feel better about their own, and that is okay. Let them go. You cannot fly with eagles if you are scratching around with turkeys. This journey of believing in yourself, it is a lonely path at first. It requires you to sit in a room with yourself and face the demons you've been running from. It requires you to look in that accountability mirror and tell the truth. If you are overweight, you have to look in the mirror and say, I am unhealthy because I lack discipline. If you are broke, you have to look in the mirror and say, I am broke because I haven't learned the skills or put in the work. If you are unhappy, you have to admit, I am unhappy because I am living a life that is not mine. This honesty, it burns, it hurts, but it is the fire that cauterizes the wound. You cannot fix what you will not face. There is a version of you that is screaming to get out. It's the version of you that wakes up with purpose. It's the version of you that walks into a room and commands respect, not because you are loud, but because you are solid. It's the version of you that doesn't need to tell people what you're gonna do because your results speak for themselves. That version of you is waiting, but you are blocking the door with your excuses. I'm too old. I'm too young. I don't have the money. I don't have the time. People will laugh at me. Let them laugh. Let them watch. The people who laugh are the ones who are terrified to try. The critic is never the one who counts. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood. You have to decide right now what you want your life to mean. Do you want to be a spectator in your own story? Watching the days tick by, watching the years roll into decades, wondering what if I had just tried? What if I had just believed? Regret is a ghost that will haunt you forever. Failure is just a bruise. It heals. But regret is a scar that aches every time it rains. You have to change your relationship with failure. You have been taught that failure is the opposite of success. No, failure is a part of success. You cannot have one without the other. If you are not failing, you are not trying hard enough. If you are not falling down, it's because you are crawling. To build an unstoppable mindset, you must be willing to look foolish. You must be willing to be a beginner. You must be willing to suck. You have to endure the period of incompetence to get to the period of mastery. And while you are in that period, when you are grinding in the dark and nobody sees you, that is when you must guard your mind. Your mind is a garden. If you don't plant flowers, weeds will grow automatically. You don't have to try to grow weeds. They just come. Negativity, doubt, fear. They are the weeds. You have to stand guard at the gate of your mind and choose what you allow in. What are you watching? What are you listening to? Who are you talking to? If you are consuming garbage, you will produce garbage. If you are listening to news that tells you the world is ending, you will live in fear. If you are listening to music that glorifies weakness and dependency, you will become weak. You have to brainwash yourself. Yes, I said brainwash. You have to wash your brain of the limitations that society has placed on you. You have to flood your mind with power, with truth, with possibility. You have to speak to yourself like a champion before you are a champion. This is self-talk. It's not just positive thinking or fluffy affirmations. It is a command. When you wake up and you feel heavy, you look yourself in the eye and you say, I am built for this. When the pressure comes, you say, I can handle this. When the world says no, you say, watch me. The words you speak after I am, they define your reality. I am tired. Okay, then you are tired. I am anxious. Then you are anxious. I am unstoppable. Now we are getting somewhere. But words are cheap without the receipt. You have to pay the price. There is a price for greatness, and the price is paid in the currency of discomfort. You want the view from the summit? You have to climb the mountain, and the climb is hard. The air is thin. Your legs will burn. Your lungs will scream. And at some point, you will want to turn back. This is the testing point. This is where the universe checks to see if you are just talking or if you are serious. Every time you level up, a new demon will appear, a new obstacle, a new reason to quit. Most people hit the first wall and they turn around. They say, oh, it must not be meant for me. It's too hard. It's God's will that I stay here. Don't you dare blame God for your lack of will. God gave you the potential. It is your duty to fulfill it. It is your obligation to take the gifts you were given and maximize them, to bury your talent in the ground because you were afraid. That is the ultimate sin. You have to get angry, not angry at the world, angry at your own mediocrity. You have to get to a point where you are disgusted with staying the same. You have to get to a point where the pain of staying the same is greater than the pain of change. Because let me tell you, change is painful. Discipline is painful. Growth is painful. But nothing is as painful as staying stuck where you do not belong. So how do we do this? How do we practically shift from the weak version to the strong version? It starts with the micro wins. You cannot win the war if you cannot win the morning. When that alarm goes off, that is the first battle of the day. If you hit snooze, you have just lost round one. You have just told your subconscious mind, my comfort is more important than my mission. You start the day with a loss. But if you get up, if you put your feet on the cold floor, even when you want to stay in the warm bed, you have just won. You have just claimed a victory. And that victory gives you a little hit of dopamine. It gives you a little spark of confidence. Then you make your bed, boom. Another win, you drink your water. Win, you work out. Win, by 8 a.m., you have stacked 5 victories, while the rest of the world is still scrolling through Instagram in their pajamas. This is the winner effect. Science tells us that when an animal wins a fight, its testosterone goes up. It becomes more likely to win the next fight. Its posture changes. Its chemistry changes. You need to engineer your life so that you are winning small battles all day long. You stop negotiating with yourself. You stop having a debate about whether you're going to do the work. Amateurs debate. Professionals execute. When you remove the option of quitting, you become dangerous. When you decide, I am going to do this or I am going to die trying, the fear evaporates. Because fear needs a future to live in. Fear needs you to worry about what if. But if you are fully present, fully committed, fully locked in, there is no room for fear. There is only the task. Focus on the step in front of you. Don't look at the summit. The summit is too far. It looks impossible from here. Just look at the next step. Can you take one step? Yes. Okay, take it. Now take another, and another, And suddenly, you look back and you are a mile up the mountain. You look back and you don't even recognize the person who started the climb. That person was weak. That person was unsure. But the mountain forged you. The struggle changed you. You see, you don't get confidence by shouting in the mirror. You get confidence by surviving the climb. You get confidence by keeping promises. You get confidence by building a stack of evidence that says, I am who I say I am. But you have to be careful, because as you start to climb, as you start to change, the old you will try to sabotage you. We have a mechanism in our brains, a homeostasis mechanism that wants to keep us at our baseline. It's like a thermostat. If you start getting too hot, too successful, too disciplined, your internal thermostat will try to kick in and cool you down. It will make you self-sabotage. It will make you miss a workout. It will make you pick a fight with your spouse. It will try to pull you back to the temperature you are used to. You have to be aware of this. When you feel that resistance, when you feel that urge to burn it all down, you have to recognize it. There it is. That's the old program trying to run on the new hardware. And you have to override it. You have to force yourself to believe. Denzel Washington said, dreams without goals are just dreams, and they fuel disappointment. You have to have goals. Life goals, yearly goals, monthly goals, daily goals. But more importantly, you need consistency. Consistency is the superpower. It's not sexy. It's not a viral video. It's boring. It's mundane. It's doing the same thing over and over and over again until you can't get it wrong. Bruce Lee said, I do not fear the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once. I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times. You are dabbling. You are trying a little bit of this, a little bit of that. You are chasing the shiny object. Stop it. Pick a path and walk it until the soles of your shoes fall off. Commitment is staying true to a decision long after the mood you made it in has left you. Anyone can be excited on day one. Everyone is a beast on January 1st. But who are you on February 12th? Who are you on a rainy Tuesday in November when nobody is watching? That is where legends are made. In the quiet, in the dark, you have to fall in love with the boredom of success. You have to fall in love with the grind, because the result, the car, the house, the money, the body, that is just the byproduct. The real reward is who you become in the process. You become someone who can trust themselves. You become someone who knows that no matter what life throws at you, divorce, bankruptcy, illness, loss, you have the tools to rebuild. You have the mindset to handle it. That is what it means to be unstoppable. It doesn't mean you never fail. It doesn't mean you never fail. It means you keep moving. You are like water. If there is a rock in the path, you go around it. If there is a dam, you build up pressure until you break through it. You do not stop. But let's go deeper. Let's talk about the energy you are carrying. You are carrying around the weight of other people's expectations. You are carrying the weight of your parents' doubts, your teachers' labels, your ex-partner's criticisms. You are wearing a coat that doesn't belong to you. Take it off. You have to forgive yourself for the time you wasted. You have to forgive yourself for the mistakes you made. You have to forgive yourself for being weak. Beating yourself up is just another form of procrastination. It's another way to stay stuck. Oh, I'm so terrible, I messed up, so what? Get up. Self-pity is a drug, and it is the most expensive drug in the world because it costs you your dreams. It costs you your destiny. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. The world does not care about your feelings. The world cares about what you bring to the table. The marketplace cares about value. If you want to be valued, you must become valuable. And you become valuable by working on yourself harder than you work on your job. You read, you learn, you train, you meditate, you sharpen the saw. If you had $1 million racehorse, how would you treat it? Would you feed it junk food? Would you let it stay up all night watching TV? Would you let it hang around with donkeys? No. You would give it the best food, the best training, the best environment. You would protect it. Well, You are the million-dollar racehorse, but you are treating yourself like a donkey. You are feeding your mind trash. You are poisoning your body. You are wasting your time. And then you wonder why you aren't winning the race. It is time to treat yourself with the respect that your potential demands. This is what self-love actually looks like. Self-love isn't a bubble bath and a glass of wine. Self-love is discipline. Self-love is saying no to the things that harm you. Self-love is going to bed early so you can attack the next day. Self-love is doing the hard thing now so that your future self can have an easier life. Imagine your future self. Imagine the version of you that is 5 years down the road. That person is waiting for you. That person is begging you to make the right choice today. Every time you slack off, you are stealing from that person. You are making their life harder. But if you do the work, if you build the mindset, you are sending a gift to the future. And when you get there, when you finally stand on that mountaintop and you look back, you will realize that the struggle was necessary. You will realize that the doubt was just a test. You will realize that you were never broken. You were just unformed. You were a block of marble. And the discipline was the chisel. But the sculpting, it is not over. It is never over. There is always another level. There is always a higher frequency. And right now, you are standing at the threshold. You have a choice. You can click off this video and go back to your old life. You can go back to the comfort. You can go back to the excuses. You can go back to being a victim of your circumstances, or you can cross the line. You can decide that today is the day the old you dies. You can decide that from this moment forward, you operate by a different code. You can decide to become the protagonist of your own life, not the background character, but be warned. Once you cross this line, you can't go back. Once you taste the power of your own potential, the taste of mediocrity will make you sick. You will never be able to settle again. Are you ready for that? Are you ready to be lonely for a while so you can be legendary for a lifetime? Are you ready to kill the weak version of yourself? Because the weak version of you is fighting for its life right now. It is whispering in your ear, this is too much. Just relax. You're fine the way you are. Do not listen. That voice is a liar. That voice is the enemy. You have to learn to embrace the darkness. The 4 a.m. darkness, the darkness of the gym when it's empty, the darkness of the study room when everyone else is partying. That is where the light is generated. You have to become obsessed. People will call you crazy. Good. Crazy is a compliment. Normal people achieve normal results, and normal results are terrifying. Normal is living paycheck to paycheck. Normal is a loveless marriage. Normal is dying with regret. Be crazy, be obsessed, be relentless. When you fail, and you will fail, do not ask, why me? Ask, what is this trying to teach me? Shift your perspective. The obstacle is the way. The problem is the opportunity. The pain is the fuel. You have to become an alchemist. You have to take the lead of your life and turn it into gold. And you can do it. I know you can do it. Not because I know you personally, but because I know the human spirit. I know that inside you, buried under layers of doubt and fear, is a spark of the divine. There is a piece of the universe that wants to express itself through you, but it needs your permission. It needs your cooperation. You have to stop fighting against your own greatness. You have to surrender to the work. Now, we work. You have made the decision. You have crossed the mental threshold. But a decision without a protocol is just a hallucination. A decision without a system is just a wish that will die the moment the wind blows the wrong way. We are done with the feelings. We are done with the why. Now we get into the how, the mechanics of the machine, the architecture of the unstoppable. You need to understand that the version of you that currently exists is not capable of achieving the things you want. That is a hard pill to swallow, but swallow it you must. The software you are running, your habits, your reactions, your daily rituals is outdated. It is buggy. It crashes under pressure. You cannot run $1 million life on a minimum wage operating system. So the first step of this shift is what I call the contract. This isn't a piece of paper. This is a blood oath with yourself. It is the understanding that from this second forward, your feelings are irrelevant. Did you hear me? Your feelings do not get a vote. When the alarm screams at 4:30 a.m., your feelings will vote no. Your feelings will say it's cold, it's dark, I'm tired, just 10 more minutes. If you let your feelings vote, you lose. You stay in the bed, you stay average. The unstoppable mindset is built on a dictatorship, not a democracy. The governor of your mind, the prefrontal cortex, the part of you that wants the glory, must seize total control. You don't negotiate with terrorists, and you do not negotiate with your own weakness. You get up, not because you want to, not because you feel motivated. You get up because that is what the contract demands. Kobe Bryant didn't get up at 3 a.m. because he loved depriving himself of sleep. He got up because he had a contract with greatness. He understood that if he started training while you were sleeping, and he trained again while you were eating breakfast, and he trained again while you were taking a nap, by the time 5 years passed, the gap between him and you would be so wide that you could never catch him, not in a lifetime. That is the math of the grind. It is volume. It is intensity. It is the relentless accumulation of reps while the rest of the world is making excuses. But let's get specific. Let's talk about the winner effect. There is a biology to winning. When a mouse wins a fight, its brain releases a surge of testosterone and dopamine. It creates new androgen receptors. It literally changes the structure of the brain to make that mouse more confident, more aggressive, and more likely to win the next fight. You need to hack this biology. You are currently in a losing streak with yourself. You need to manufacture wins. This is why we don't start with, I'm going to make $1 million next week. That's too big. Your brain knows you're lying. We start with, I am going to drink a glass of water. You drink it, boom, win. I am going to do 10 push-ups. You do them, boom, win. I am going to read 10 pages, done, win. You have to stack these micro-victories until you create a chemical tidal wave in your brain. You are rewriting your neural pathways. You are teaching your nervous system what it feels like to execute. You are moving from a state of hesitation to a state of flow. Flow, that mystical state where time disappears, where the self vanishes, and there is only the performance. You think flow is magic? No. Flow is a formula. It is the intersection of high challenge and high skill. You cannot find flow if you are comfortable. You cannot find flow sitting on the couch. You have to push yourself to the edge of your ability, right to that point where you think you might snap, and then you stay there. You breathe into the tension. This is where the physiological side comes in. When the stress hits, when the panic starts to rise, because you are pushing into the unknown, you don't retreat. You use your biology. 2 sharp inhales through the nose, fully inflating the lungs, popping open those alveoli, followed by a long, slow exhale through the mouth. You do this to strip the carbon dioxide from your blood. You do this to tell your autonomic nervous system, I am not in danger. I am in control. You calm the animal brain so the warrior brain can work. But the work is going to be boring. This is where most of you will fail. You are addicted to the highlight reel. You want the montage. You want the music swelling and the crowd cheering. But the reality of building a beast is quiet. It is lonely. It is doing the same rep, the same sales call, the same line of code, thousands upon thousands of times. You have to fall in love with the monotony. You have to find the nuance in the repetition. Bruce Lee didn't just kick. He felt the air displacement of the kick. He felt the rotation of the hip. He was obsessed with the microscopic details. That is the difference between an amateur and a master. The amateur gets bored. The master gets curious. And while you are in this process, while you are grinding in the silence, the voices will come, the imposter syndrome. Who do you think you are? You're a fraud. Everyone is going to find out you don't know what you're doing. Good. Let them come. Imposter syndrome is not a disease, it is a sign of expansion. If you don't feel like an imposter, it means you aren't growing. It means you are operating within the safe confines of what you already know. You should feel like an imposter. You are new here. You are breaking into a new level of existence. Of course you don't have the map yet. You are drawing the map as you walk. Flip the script. Instead of saying, I'm a fraud, say, I am a student. Instead of saying, I'm scared, say, I am alert. The language you use is the code you program your reality with. You have to stop engaging in victim speak. Stop saying, I have to do this. Start saying, I get to do this. Stop saying, this is hard. Start saying, this is necessary. And when the darkness gets truly deep, when you are exhausted and the world is beating you down, you need to open the cookie jar. David Goggins didn't survive Hell Week by thinking about the future. He survived by remembering the past. He created a mental vault, a cookie jar, filled with every time he had been broken and survived. Every time he was sick, tired, afraid, and still took one more step. You have a cookie jar. You just haven't looked inside it in a long time. Remember that time you had the flu and still took care of your kids? Put that in the jar. Remember that time your heart was shattered into a million pieces and you still got up and went to work? Put that in the jar. Remember that time you had $0 in your account and you figured it out? That's a cookie. When the new challenge stands in front of you, looking like a giant, you reach into that jar, you take a bite of your own resilience. You remind yourself, I am the person who survived that, so I can definitely handle this. You use your past pain as fuel for your present power. But to do this, you must be clean. You must be precise. You cannot be dragging the dead weight of negative people with you. This is the hardest part for many of you. You are loyal to a fault. You are loyal to people who are anchoring you to the bottom of the ocean. You are trying to climb Everest, carrying your high school friends who just want to drink beer and talk about the good old days. You have to cut the rope. It sounds cruel. It is not cruel. It is survival. You become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If your circle is talking about other people, you are regressing. If your circle is talking about ideas, growth, and empire, you are ascending. You need to audit your circle with the same ruthlessness that a CEO audits a failing company. If they are not adding value, if they are not pushing you higher, if they are not clapping when you win, they are energy vampires. And you cannot afford to bleed energy when you are building a legacy. Stand alone if you must. The wolf on the hill is never as hungry as the wolf climbing the hill. Be the wolf climbing, and if you have to climb alone, so be it. The view from the top will attract the right pack eventually. Now look at your accountability mirror. This is not the mirror you use to fix your hair. This is the mirror of your soul. You need to stand in front of it, strip away the layers of rationalization, and tell yourself the cold, hard truth. If you are procrastinating, look yourself in the eye and say, I am wasting my potential. If you are envious, say, I am jealous because I am too lazy to do the work myself. Own your filth. Own your weakness, because once you own it, you can change it. You cannot fix a problem you refuse to acknowledge. Write your goals on sticky notes and put them on that mirror. Not, I want to be rich. No, specifics. I will make 50 calls a day. I will run 5 miles. I will study for 2 hours. And then every night, you stand in front of that mirror and you give a report. Did you do it? Yes or no? There is no maybe. There is no I tried. You either did it or you didn't. If you did, you look yourself in the eye and you say, good. You acknowledge the win. You reinforce the identity of the person who keeps promises. If you didn't, you stare at yourself until it burns. You let the disappointment sear into your gut. You don't beat yourself up to stay down. You beat yourself up to wake up. You vow, never again. This is how you callous the mind. You expose it to the friction of truth. You have to understand that your brain is designed to seek the path of least resistance. It craves comfort. It craves the dopamine of the scroll, the sugar, the easy validation. You are fighting millions of years of evolution that wants you to be safe, fat, and happy in a cave. But you are not a caveman. You are an architect of the future. To override this, you need to use the 40% rule. When your mind tells you that you are done, that you are exhausted, that you cannot take another step, you are only at 40% of your actual capacity. You have a reserve tank that is massive. It is deep, but the governor in your brain hides it from you to save energy. You have to learn to shatter that governor. When you feel the burn, that is not the end. That is the beginning of the real workout. When you feel the mental fog, that is not the time to quit. That is the time to focus harder. You have to learn to suffer on purpose. Go take a cold shower, not to get clean, but to practice suffering. When that freezing water hits your skin, your brain will panic. It will scream, "Get out." You stand there, you breathe, you control the panic. You tell your brain, "I decide when we move, not you." Do that every day, and suddenly, a difficult email doesn't seem so scary. A public speech doesn't seem so terrifying. You have trained your nervous system to handle shock. This is the forging of the sword. You put the metal in the fire, you hammer it, you quench it in the water. Fire, hammer, water, over and over again. You are the smith, and you are the sword, and you must protect your focus with your life. We live in an attention economy. Everyone wants a piece of your mind. The news, the social media apps, the advertisers, they are all fighting a war for your eyeballs. If you give them your attention, you are giving them your life force. Starve them. Turn off the notifications. Put the phone in another room. Create a bunker of silence where you can do your deep work. 2 hours of undistracted, intense focus is worth more than 10 hours of distracted, half-hearted effort. You need to become a ghost. Disappear for a while. Let them wonder where you went. Let them think you fell off. And while they are talking, you are building. While they are posting, you are practicing. You are building a mind so strong that it scares people. A mind that doesn't need external validation because it generates its own electricity. You have to develop a relationship with failure that borders on insanity. You have to hunt failure. Most people run from the things they are bad at. You need to run toward them. If you are bad at sales, you need to make sales calls until you vomit. If you are bad at math, you need to live in the textbook. Why? Because the friction is where the growth is. The obstacle is not in the way. The obstacle is the way. Every time you fail, you get a piece of data. That didn't work. Okay, why? I moved too slow. Good. Next time, move faster. I didn't prepare enough. Good. Next time, prepare more. Failure is not a verdict. It is a lesson plan. It is the universe telling you exactly what you need to work on. Stop taking it personally. It's just physics. You need to have a growth mindset that is so robust that the word can't creates a physical allergic reaction in your body. There is no can't. There is only I haven't figured it out yet. That little 3-letter word yet is the bridge between your reality and your potential. I'm not rich yet. I'm not strong yet. I'm not disciplined yet. It implies inevitability. It implies that it is only a matter of time. And if you keep grinding, if you keep showing up, if you keep hammering the rock, it is inevitable. But you have to stay the course when the fog rolls in. There will be days, maybe weeks, maybe months, where you see no results. You are doing the work. You are eating right. You are saving money. You are studying, and the scale hasn't moved. The bank account looks the same. The business hasn't launched. This is the valley of despair. This is where the amateurs pack up their bags and go home. They say, I tried, it didn't work. They were 3 feet from goal. This creates the compound effect. The bamboo tree grows underground for 5 years. You water it, you fertilize it, and you see nothing. Nothing. But underground, the root system is becoming massive. It is spreading wide and deep. And then in the 5th year, it shoots up 80 feet in 6 weeks. You are in the underground phase right now. Do not stop watering. Do not stop believing in the unseen. You have to trust the process more than you trust your eyes. Your eyes can deceive you. Your eyes see the lack. Your vision sees the harvest. Live by vision, not by sight. And you have to demand more of yourself than anyone else could ever expect. Stop waiting for a boss to tell you what to do. Stop waiting for a teacher to give you an assignment. You are the CEO of You Inc. Audit your hours. How much time did you waste today? Be honest. How much time did you spend doom scrolling? How much time did you spend worrying about things you can't control? Reclaim that time. That time is your life. It is the raw material of your destiny. Convert that time into skill. In the future, the only currency that will matter is competence. Can you actually do something? Can you solve a problem? Can you lead? Can you create? Belief in yourself comes from competence. It comes from knowing that you are dangerous because you are skilled. When you walk into a room and you know you are the most prepared person there, you don't need to puff out your chest. You don't need to be loud. You have the quiet confidence of a killer. That is what we are building. Not a loud, fragile ego that shatters when someone criticizes you, but a quiet, dense, unbreakable core of competence and character. So, here is the strategy for the next 24 hours. You are going to script your day, not just to-do list. You are going to script the feeling. You are going to visualize the obstacles you will face. You know you get tired at 2 p.m.? Plan for it. Visualize yourself pushing through that fatigue. Visualize yourself drinking water and getting back to work. You know you get anxious before that meeting. Visualize yourself walking in calm, breathing, executing. You win the day in your mind before you win it in reality. And when you go to sleep tonight, you need to be exhausted. Not the exhaustion of stress, but the exhaustion of effort. The good tired. The feeling that you emptied the tank, that you left nothing on the table. Because if you go to bed with energy left, you cheated. You cheated your future self. You have to treat every single day like it is a life in miniature. You are born when you wake up and you die when you go to sleep. What did you do with that life? Did you build? Did you love? Did you grow? Or did you just exist? Stop sleepwalking through your life. Wake up. The world is shifting. The weak are being exposed. The strong are being forged. Which side of history do you want to be on? You have the potential to be a force of nature. You have the seeds of greatness in your pocket, but you have been too afraid to plant them because you are afraid of the rain. Let it rain. Let it storm. The storm is what makes the roots grow deep. You are not made of glass. You are made of stardust and iron. You are designed to adapt. You are designed to overcome, but you have to initiate the sequence. You have to push the button, and that button is action. Violent, immediate, consistent action. Do not wait for the perfect moment. The perfect moment is a myth. The only moment is now. Take the first step, and if you fall, get up. If you fall again, get up. If you fall 1,000 times, get up 1,001 times. That is the only secret. There is no magic pill. There is only the refusal to stay down. Rise, lift your head. Stop looking at the ground. Stop looking at the sweat on your hands. Stop looking at the calendar and counting how many days you have been suffering. Look up. Look at the horizon. We have talked about the pain. We have talked about the discipline. We have talked about the dark, cold mornings and the lonely nights. But now we have to talk about where this is all going. We have to talk about the destination. Because you are not climbing this mountain just to say you climbed it. You are not going through hell just to get a t-shirt. You are doing this because there is a version of life waiting for you that is so magnificent, so electric, so vibrant, that if you could see it clearly for just 5 seconds, you would never hit the snooze button again. You would never doubt yourself again. You would tear through every wall in your house to get to it. You need to understand the physics of what you are creating. When you start to stack those wins, when you start to override the weak voice, something fundamental shifts in the universe. You stop being a thermometer, reacting to the temperature of the room. You become the thermostat. You start to set the temperature. Dr. Joe Dispenza tells us that when you truly believe in a future reality, your brain does not know the difference between what is real and what is imagined. If you rehearse your success, if you feel the emotion of that victory before it happens, you are literally rewriting your biological code. You are signaling new genes in new ways. You are not just hoping for a better future. You are remembering a future that hasn't happened yet. Think about that. Remembering a future. You have to walk differently. You have to talk differently. You have to carry yourself with the energy of the person who has already won. When you walk into a room, do not walk in as the person who wants the job. Walk in as the person who is already the CEO. When you train, do not train like someone trying to get in shape. Train like an athlete who is defending a title. This is the identity shift. You are no longer trying to quit smoking. You are a non-smoker. You are no longer trying to be successful. You are a success who is currently in the process of materializing the evidence. Do you feel the difference? One is desperate, one is inevitable. Inevitability is the most powerful force in the world. When you decide that your success is inevitable, the anxiety disappears. Why would you be anxious about something that is guaranteed? You just have to do the work to get to the pickup point. And as you do this work, as you hold this vision, you will enter the flow state. This is what the psychologists talk about. This is what the monks talk about. This is what Kobe Bryant talked about. The zone. In the zone, the noise fades away. The self-doubt evaporates. There is no you anymore. There is only the action. You and the task become one. The writer becomes the words. The runner becomes the run. The fighter becomes the fight. In this state, you are tapping into something infinite. You are tapping into a level of performance that human beings are not supposed to have. You are breaking the 40% rule and smashing into the 100%. And let me tell you what happens when you live in this frequency. The world starts to bend. I know that sounds mystical, but it is practical. When you are unstoppable, when you are relentless, the world gets out of your way. People can feel your certainty. They can smell your conviction. Opportunities that used to run away from you start chasing you. Doors that were locked suddenly swing open. Why? Because the world is looking for leadership. The world is looking for certainty. We are a species of confused, scared people looking for someone who knows where they are going. Be that person. Become the eye of the storm. Let the chaos swirl around you, but you stay centered. You stay focused. You stay dangerous. And you have to realize this isn't just about you. This is the part that makes me emotional. This is the part that keeps me up at night. You are a link in a chain. You have ancestors who survived wars, famines, plagues, and disasters just so you could be here today. They bled so you could breathe. They sacrificed so you could have a chance. And you are going to squander that chance because you are afraid of failure. You are going to dishonor their sacrifice because you are tired. Wake up. You are carrying the DNA of survivors. You are carrying the blood of warriors. You have a responsibility to your lineage to be the strongest link in the chain. And looking forward, think about the people who are watching you. Your children, your little brothers and sisters, your friends. They are watching you. They are looking to see if it is possible. If you quit, you tell them that quitting is okay. If you settle for a mediocre life, you teach them that mediocrity is the ceiling. But if you fight, if you rise, if you slay your dragons, you give them permission to slay theirs. You become the oak tree. Jim Cathcart talks about the acorn. Inside the acorn is the potential for a massive oak tree, but the acorn has to break. It has to be buried in the dirt. It has to struggle through the soil. If you do that, you become a shelter for others. You become a source of strength for your family. You break the generational curses of poverty, of addiction, of abuse, of small thinking. You have the power to change the trajectory of your entire family name for the next 500 years. Let that sink in. 500 years from now, someone might know your name because you decided to get up today, because you decided to believe. Is that not worth a little bit of pain? Is that not worth a few early mornings? You are playing for stakes that are so much higher than money. You are playing for legacy. You are playing for immortality. And let's talk about the miracle of your existence. Science tells us that the odds of you being born exactly as you are about 1 in 400 trillion. 1 in 400 trillion. You have a better chance of winning the lottery 10 times in a row than you do of existing. You are a statistical impossibility. You are a walking, breathing miracle. And yet, you treat yourself like you are common. You treat yourself like you are cheap. You let people disrespect you. You let your own mind disrespect you. Stop it. You are a masterpiece. You are a unique expression of the universe. There has never been anyone like you before, and there will never be anyone like you again. You have a fingerprint that no one else has. You have a voice that no one else has. You have a purpose that only you can fulfill. If you do not sing your song, the universe will be silent in a way that it can never recover from. You have to believe that you are here for a reason, not just to pay bills and die. You are here to contribute. You are here to grow. Tony Robbins talks about the 6 human needs. The 2 highest needs, the ones that bring true fulfillment, are growth and contribution. You cannot be happy if you are not growing, and you cannot be fulfilled if you are not giving. Believing in yourself is the prerequisite for both. If you don't believe in yourself, you won't grow because you'll be too afraid to try. And if you don't believe in yourself, you won't give because you'll think you have nothing to offer. But you do have something to offer. You have your story. You have your struggle. Your mess is your message. Your pain is your pulpit. The things you are ashamed of, the failures, the setbacks, those are the very things that will allow you to connect with others. Those are the things that will make you a leader. When you stand on top of that mountain covered in scars and you tell the world, I made it and you can too, that is when you save lives. That is when you become unstoppable. But you have to see it first. I want you to close your eyes for a second. Seriously, close them. I want you to visualize the best version of yourself 5 years from now. See the way you stand. See the clothes you are wearing. See the look in your eyes. It's not arrogance, it's peace. It's the peace of a wolf that knows it can kill but chooses not to. See your bank account. See your relationships. See your body. Now, look at who is around you. Who are you helping? Who is smiling because you exist? Feel that? That tightening in your chest? That expectation? That is your soul, recognizing its destiny. That is the future pulling you toward it. Now open your eyes. That version of you is real. It is waiting for you, but it is waiting on the other side of a bridge. And that bridge is built out of the bricks of your belief and the mortar of your discipline. You have to build the bridge, day by day, brick by brick. You cannot wait for the bridge to appear. You have to lay the stones while you are walking over the abyss. That is faith. Faith is not knowing. Faith is daring. Faith is taking the first step when you don't see the staircase. And what if you fall? So what? You fall. You get up. You learn. You get stronger. The only way you lose is if you stay down. The only way you lose is if you decide that the ground is where you belong. But you don't belong on the ground. You belong in the sky. You have to develop a growth mindset that is so aggressive it scares people. You have to look at a failure and say, thank you. Thank you for the data. Thank you for the lesson. Thank you for the toughness. You have to become anti-fragile. A glass is fragile. If you drop it, it breaks. A plastic cup is resilient. If you drop it, it stays the same. But the immune system is anti-fragile. If you attack it, it gets stronger. You need to be the immune system. You need to be the kind of person who gets better when things get hard. The kind of person who uses the bricks thrown at them to build their castle. Stop asking for an easy life. Ask for the strength to endure a difficult one. Because the easy life creates weak people, and weak people create hard times. You are here to stop the hard times. You are here to be the strong person. And listen, time is running out. This is the one resource you cannot get back. You can get your money back. You can get your health back. You can get your friends back. But you cannot get yesterday back. Every second that ticks by is a second you are closer to the grave. Does that scare you? It should. It should terrify you. But let that fear drive you. Let the fear of a wasted life be the fuel that ignites your engine. Imagine yourself on your deathbed. You are old, your time is up, the room is quiet, and in the corner of the room Standing in the shadows are the ghosts of the dreams you never pursued, the ghosts of the books you never wrote, the ghosts of the business you never started, the ghosts of the love you never fought for. They are standing there, staring at you with large, angry eyes, and they say, "We came to you, only you could have given us life, and now we must die with you. Do not let that be your ending. Do not let your potential die in the graveyard of your excuses." You have the power right now to change the ending of the movie. You are the director, you are the writer, you are the lead actor. Yell cut, rewrite the script. From this moment forward, you are different. You don't just believe in yourself like a Hallmark card. You trust yourself. You command yourself. You respect yourself. You are going to do the hard things. You are going to have the difficult conversations. You are going to set the boundaries. You are going to wake up early. You are going to study. You are going to train. And you are going to do it with a smile, because you know the secret. You know that the pain of the process is the price of the prize. And you are willing to pay full retail. No discounts, no shortcuts, just the work. Because when you pay the full price, you own it. Nobody can take it away from you. The economy can crash. The world can change. But they cannot take away who you have become. They cannot take away the mindset. You become bulletproof. So I am asking you one last time, who are you? Are you the victim? Are you the spectator? Are you the one who watches other people live their dreams? Or are you the creator? Are you the warrior? Are you the one who bends reality to their will? The choice is yours, and you have to make it every single day. You have to wake up every morning and re-sign the contract. You have to look in the mirror and reaffirm the vow. I am unstoppable. Say it. I am unstoppable. Feel it in your chest. Feel it in your bones. You are not broken. You are building. You are not lost. You are exploring. You are not done. You are just getting started. The world is waiting for you. The future is waiting for you. Your destiny is screaming your name. Do not make them wait another second. Go out there and take what is yours. Go out there and show them what a human being is truly capable of. Go out there and become the person you were born to be. Believe, execute, rise. This is your life. Do not waste it. And one day, the noise stops. I want you to imagine this moment, because it is the destination we have been marching toward this entire time. You wake up. The sun is coming through the window. You put your feet on the floor. And for the first time in your life, there is no heaviness in your chest. There is no knot of anxiety in your stomach. There is no frantic voice in your head asking, am I enough? Can I do this? What will they think? There is only silence. There is only the calm, rhythmic beating of a heart that has been forged in the fire. You walk to the bathroom. You stand in front of that mirror. The same mirror you used to avoid. The same mirror where you used to pick yourself apart. The same mirror where you made promises you didn't keep. But today, the person looking back at you is different. The eyes are different. They are steady. They have seen the darkness, and they did not blink. The face is different. It has the lines of a veteran. It has the set jaw of someone who knows who they are. You look at that reflection, and you don't need to say an affirmation. You don't need to pump yourself up. You just nod. A quiet nod of mutual respect. I know you, you say to the reflection. I know what you went through to get here. I know the mornings you wanted to quit. I know the tears you swallowed. I know the friends you lost. I know the sacrifices you made. And the reflection nods back, and it was worth it. This is the victory. The victory isn't the car in the driveway, though you might have that. It isn't the money in the bank, though you will have that too. The victory is the silence. The victory is the absolute, unshakable knowledge that you are a person of your word, that you are a force of nature, that you are, in the truest sense of the word, free. You are free from the opinions of others. You are free from the chains of your past. You are free from the limitations that were placed on you by a society that wanted you to stay small. You have broken the mold. But listen to me, this freedom brings with it a terrifying responsibility. When you become unstoppable, you become a light. And in a world that is addicted to darkness, a light attracts attention. People are going to come to you. They are going to ask you, how did you do it? What is the secret? What is the hack? And you will look at them with compassion, and you will tell them the truth. You will tell them what I am telling you now. I died, you will say. The person I was had to die, so the person I am could live. You will tell them about the discipline. You will tell them about the accountability mirror. You will tell them about the cookie jar. You will tell them about the lonely nights and the early mornings. Most of them will walk away. They won't want to hear it. They will say you were just lucky. They will say you had good genetics. They will make excuses to protect their own egos. But a precious few, will listen. They will look into your eyes and they will see the truth. They will see that it is possible. And because of you, they will start their own climb. This is your legacy. Legacy is not what you leave for people. Legacy is what you leave in people. You are building a monument, not of stone, not of steel, but of spirit. You are proving to your children, to your community, to the world, that a human being can transcend their circumstances. Think about the ripple effect. Because you got up early today, your daughter sees what discipline looks like. Because she sees discipline, she expects more from herself. Because she expects more from herself, she chooses a partner who respects her. Because she chooses a partner who respects her, her children grow up in a home of love and strength. Generations changed, bloodlines altered, destinies rewritten. All because you decided to stop hitting the snooze button. All because you decided to believe. Do you see the stakes now? Do you see why I have been screaming at you? Do you see why this matters so much? This is not a game. This is not a dress rehearsal. This is it. This is the show. And the curtain is closing. I need you to understand the concept of Memento Mori. Remember that you must die. It sounds morbid, but it is the most life-affirming truth there is. Your time here is a lease, and the lease is expiring. Every time you look at a clock, I want you to see a countdown. Tick, tock, tick, tock. That is the sound of your life slipping away. That is the sound of opportunities expiring. You do not have someday. You do not have later. You have now. You have this breath. You have this moment. What are you going to do with it? Are you going to spend another hour scrolling through social media, watching other people live their dreams? Are you going to spend another evening numbing yourself with entertainment? Are you going to spend another year talking about what you're going to do? Or are you going to move? Action is the bridge between the inner world and the outer world. Belief is the fuel, but action is the engine. You have to move with violence. You have to move with speed. Success loves speed. The longer you wait to act on an idea, the more the doubt creeps in. The moment you have the instinct, the moment the governor in your mind says go, you must move. Do not hesitate. Hesitation is the gap where the enemy lives. If you have an idea for a business, buy the domain name now. If you want to get in shape, do the push-ups now. If you need to apologize to someone, make the call now. Close the gap. Eliminate the space between thought and action. Become a person of immediate execution. When you do this, you signal to the universe that you are ready. You signal that you are a vessel for greatness, and the universe responds to motion. It responds to energy. You are going to face storms. I promise you this. The moment you step out of this door, the moment you close this video, the world is going to try to test you. Your car will break down. You will get a bill you didn't expect. Someone will criticize you. You will get sick. These are not signs to stop. These are the tests. These are the gatekeepers. The universe is asking, do you really believe? Or were you just excited for a few minutes? When the storm hits, you do not seek shelter. You become the storm. You look at the chaos and you smile. You say, I have been waiting for this. I have trained for this. This is where I find out who I am. You have to fall in love with the adversity. You have to fall in love with the grind, because the grind is the only thing that is guaranteed. The prize is not guaranteed. The outcome is not guaranteed. But the struggle is guaranteed. And if you can love the struggle, If you can find joy in the sweat and the pain, then you have already won. You are untouchable. There is a concept in Stoicism called amor fati, a love of fate. It means that you don't just accept what happens to you, you love it. You love the failures because they taught you. You love the betrayals because they made you independent. You love the pain because it made you strong. You take every single brick that life has thrown at you and you build a castle. You are the architect. You are the builder. You are the king. So here is my final challenge to you. I want you to take a piece of paper right now or open a note on your phone. I want you to write down who you are. Not who you were, not who you hope to be, who you are. I am disciplined. I am focused. I am relentless. I am a leader. I am a creator. Write it down. Define yourself. And then I want you to sign it. Put your name on it. Make it official. This is your new constitution. This is the law of your land. From this moment on, every decision you make must pass through the filter of this document. If you are disciplined, do you eat that junk food? No. If you are relentless, do you quit when it gets hard? No. If you are a leader, do you gossip and complain? No. You have to live up to the standard you have set for yourself. You have to have integrity with your own soul. The world is full of people who are drifting. They are leaves blowing in the wind. They go where the wind takes them. But you are an arrow. You are being pulled back on the bowstring of life. The tension you feel right now, the stress, the pressure, that is just the potential energy building up. You are being pulled back so you can launch. And when you let go, when you finally decide to fly, nothing will be able to catch you. You will tear through the atmosphere. You will ignite the sky. But you have to let go of the string. You have to let go of the safety. You have to let go of the shore. Ships are safe in the harbor, but that is not what ships are built for. You were built for the open ocean. You were built for the waves. You were built for the adventure. So go and find out how big you really are. Go and find out how strong you really are. Go and make the child you used to be proud. Go and make the person you will become grateful. There is no more time for talking. There is no more time for planning. The time is now. The place is here. The person is you. Look at your hands. These are the hands that will build your future. Look at your feet. These are the feet that will climb the mountain. Feel your heart. That is the drumbeat of your destiny. It is beating for you. It is fighting for you. Do not betray it. Believe in yourself. Not because it is easy, but because it is the only way to live. Believe in yourself with a violence that shatters the world's expectations. Believe in yourself until your belief becomes your reality. You are ready. You are capable. You are worthy. And you are unstoppable. Now, turn off this screen. Stand up and go show the world who you are.